Hi, I'm John from WorkshopAddict.com. Today we're bringing you a three-part video series on how to install a ceramic tile floor. We're taking this old utility room and we're going to be switching it into a pantry. First thing we needed to do was remove the old linoleum, knock down the staples, and we're getting ready to put down the HardieBacker board that we got from Home Depot. First thing we need to do is lay out our HardieBacker board. What you need to do is make sure you have a small gap between each sheet and a small gap all the way around the wall. You want to try to offset your seams so you're not lined up, and this way you can make all your cuts, lay it out, and get ready to thin set. To make your cuts, you can either use a knife and score it and snap. You could use a jigsaw, and some people have even heard using a circular saw, but this stuff cuts pretty well. Now we're going to mix up our thin set so we can lay down and adhere our backer board. What I like to start off with is about a quarter of a bucket of thin set powder first and add some water to it. From there you got to mix it up. I like to use a trowel and get in there with my hands, and some other people like to use paint mixers, but I find I can get a better consistency if I do it by hand. Okay. When you get done stirring, you should have a consistency of like a thick mud. Now that we have our thin set mortar mixed to the consistency that we want, and that we have all of our HardieBacker boards cut to size, it's time to start troweling out our thin set onto the subfloor. Try to keep your trowel at approximately a 30 to 45 degree angle from the subfloor, and spread out just a big enough area to put down your first piece of HardieBacker board. Now that you have your thin set down, it's time to place your HardieBacker board onto the floor. Be sure to keep that same small gap all the way around between your backer board and the wall. You do not want these two touching. Make sure once you have your cement board down that you go back and clean up any thin set that you may have overspread. This prevents it from getting hard and dry and causing you problems later. With your HardieBacker board down and in place, it's now time to screw it to the subfloor. For that, we're going to use cement board screws, which can be found in the same location the HardieBacker board is at Home Depot. The best way I've found to start these is to take a hammer and tap them into the HardieBacker board. From there, you can take your drill and screw them down. Make sure that your cement board screws are below the surface of the HardieBacker board. If the head of the screw is above, this could cause issues with you installing tile in the next step. This HardieBacker cement board is a little unique from what I've used in the past. It has what's called an easy grid recessed fastener pattern for easy installation, and you can see there's a recessed dimple every 8 inches or so. And what that does is it gives you an easy mark and indication of where to put your screws at when you're installing the board, and it's a little recessed. So that way your head of your screw you can make sure is below the surface. In cement boards I've used in the past, that's been a problem because if your head doesn't go down far enough, you've got a little hump which can cause your tile to tilt and teeter. At this point, we put down our HardieBacker board. Follow our next video where we're going to lay and install the ceramic tile. To find more out and to see more on any featured items we have in this video, check the links below in the description or go to your Home Depot to purchase them. Thanks for stopping by and watching this video today. Please subscribe to our channel, check out some other videos that we have going on, stop over at WorkshopAddict.com and let us know about your projects and what you've got going on. Also look for us on the social media sites. And until next time, I'm John from WorkshopAddict.com. Talk to you later.